We showed you this stunning scene yesterday, but if you missed it, we had to bring it back. Time-lapse video of a storm near Calgary that Chris Ratzlaff captured. He's a well-known storm chaser in the prairies. And that beautiful scene has turned into a case of art imitating life, because remember, we also showed you this. Artist Jay Bigam at work, taking that scene and bringing it to the canvas as he gets his creative genius working there. Well, those images got a lot of interest from you. So we are reaching out to both of the gentlemen to find out more about not just those works, but a whole new project that has taken off as a result. So let's meet both of them. Chris is in Calgary this morning. Hello, Chris Ratzlaff.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. And there's Jay Bigam, the artist in Edmonton this morning. Hello, Jay.
Good morning.
Gentlemen, thank you for getting up because we want to talk so much more about this. Chris, let me start with you, the storm chaser. You're enthusiastic about storm chasing. You are even rabid about storm chasing, I know. So tell me about, as we look at again, this particular storm in Calgary that you captured in the video we've been showing.
Sure, this is a really nice storm, a little ways north of Calgary, about an hour north of Calgary. It had some beautiful structure to it. It had that really nice sort of what we call a mothership shape to it, where it was nicely rotating and passing over Innisfail, Alberta.
Mothership shape? I've never heard that before.
When you get those really large circular structures over top of underneath a storm, we call that a mothership.
I love that. Well, no wonder you were attracted by that, because it is a spectacular scene. So, Jay, you looked at those images, you saw that, and then take it from there, how you brought that to the canvas.
Well, what I try to do in my art is capture the movement. And of course, there's amazing movement in these photographs and time lapses. And I have a sort of an abstract style, which allows me a little more leeway than a sort of a traditional landscape sky painter would have. So I was able. I'm working on capturing that motion that you actually see when you're there.
So we're seeing you now on screen in the video of you at work, but you are standing. This is the final piece that you're just in front of right now. This is the actual piece that was created from that.
That's correct. It's not finished yet. This is about 6 hours in. There's probably another 30, 35 hours left before it's actually finished. But wow, it was a good start. It's
beautiful. So Chris, when you see his work and how he captures your video images, what do you think?
It's pretty spectacular. It's pretty awesome to see what we're seeing in the sky on the camera and seeing that getting translated to the canvas. What Jay's been doing is really impressive. Not just taking the pictures and the video, but he's actually been coming out with us. He's been coming out with us to see the storms, to understand how the structure works and how the storm is producing those shapes, and he's bringing that into his painting. It's really awesome.
You've spawned a new storm chaser. I love this project that Jay has kicked off, something called Turbulent Skies. Tell us a little bit more about it, because this is not a one-off collaboration, Jay. You have made this into something more formalized.
Absolutely. Last fall, I was at an art walk just outside of Edmonton, and someone from Environment Canada just stopped by, and I had about an hour-long chat with him. And I'd always painted skies, but he said, you know, you're really capturing what the weather is doing, and I hadn't really realized it. And right around that time, I started following Chris on Twitter, and then Chris actually last year put on a thing called ChaserCon, which is like Comic Con for storm geeks. And so I thought it would be a good idea to go there. And so I went and met. There was about 140 storm chasers and weather people there. And I met a whole bunch of folks, and they all said, your art's great, but you really need to come out and experience the raw power of a storm. And so I left there thinking about that, and I actually took another one of Chris's time lapses just from his YouTube channel, and I painted a test piece from it, and I thought it went pretty well. So I sent out about 10 emails just in January to some storm chasers that I'd met and asked if they wanted to be involved in the project. And the project being that I would go chase with each one of them, and we would pick an iconic photograph from that chase, and then I would paint it in my specific style.
Oh, fabulous.
And I was thinking I would get a couple, but I actually ended up with 6 chasers, 2 from Calgary, 3 from the Edmonton area, and 1 from Saskatchewan.
Well, let me just jump in, Jay.
Really
I just want to tell people they can see the works and find out more about the project online at turbulentskies.ca. But you were kind of, it was fun, Chris, to listen to him try to describe what storm chasers are, storm geeps, because you're a special breed, you storm chasers. So tell me a little bit about what you hope maybe through this project Jay will learn, we will learn as a result of this collaboration.
Well, we're always hoping that the public will learn more about the weather. The more you learn about the weather, the more you understand what it's doing, the less, sometimes people find the weather a little bit scary, a little bit daunting. The more, like I said, the more you learn, the less daunting it is.
What a pleasure to meet you both. Chris, you've been busy this summer because it's been unsettled, not just where I am in Ontario, but I know in much of the country, certainly where you are. So we'll look forward to your video, Jay, your paintings. I thank you both. A pleasure to meet you. Thanks for being our guest.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.